a good one today. Fabio Quartararo stands the first chance at clinching his World Championship dreams. However, there is a lot of protest going around. The circuit of the Americas is still as bumpy as ever. Riders fear a major pile-up on the first lap of the race. Tensions are in the air. Welcome to the 2021 America's Grand Prix. And to get you into the mood, let's take a look at the calendar and how things stand as well. Not many races remain on the 2021 reformatted campaign. After this weekend, just 3 races remain. Another trip over to Misano for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Then we go back to the circuit of the Algarve in Portimao for the Algarve Grand Prix before rounding out at Valencia as well in early November. The conditions are very much supreme. The Riders' Championship, as you can see, puts Fabio Quartararo on the top step as things currently stand. Further down the order as well, as you can see, we've got Primo Bagnaia. He's on 186 points. Johan Mir in third place as well. Not doing all that well this weekend. Quartararo, Bagnaia, Miller, Binder, Vinales, Marquez, Oliveira and Martin are your Grand Prix winners so far this season. Okay, let's get straight into the action then and take a look at what happened in the combined practice times. In the combined practice sessions, bumps were the issue. With the circuit being built on a clay foundation as well, it really did pump the bumpers up for Gardas as well. All the way from turn 2 all the way to turn 10, there are massive bumps as well. Turn 12 has slight bumps, but it's causing more of the issues as well. Marc Marquez topped the combined times, but Jack Miller was also a big surprise overall. But it was Aleix Espargaro who so far this weekend has had 4 crashes as well as riders got used to the circuit. After Friday as well, free practice 1, that was a washout. 2-minute 20-second lap times as well as the circuit in the Americas was doused with rain. Free practice 2 in the afternoon saw the best of the conditions. Sunny, shiny out there as well. Only 2 riders setting their fastest times. Everybody else setting their fastest times combined in the 3rd practice session. And that went to Jack Miller on a 202.923. Then Nakagami, Rins, Marquez, Zarco, the top 5. Quartararo, Pol Espargaro, Binder, Bagnaia and Martin, the top 10 in the cut-off for the qualifying 2 slots. Having to go through qualifying 1, Oliveira, Bastianini, Mia, Morbidelli, Rossi, Lucanoa, Marini, Dovizioso, Alex Marquez, Aleix Espargaro and Danilo Petrucci as well. A special reminder that Maverick Vinales is not racing this weekend after the tragic death of his cousin last weekend. We send our condolences to the Vinales family and all of Dean's friends as well, because it was a horrific accident and we're losing too many young riders this weekend. So my thoughts go out to Maverick and his family as well at this very difficult time, and the right decision, we've all agreed, for Maverick not to race this weekend and maybe not for the remainder of the season. Just take some time off and come back strong in 2022 and do the Vinales family proud on the new Aprilia bike. Now on to free practice 4 as well, and that session as ever saw the usual runabout of the mill, everybody just getting used to the session before qualifying got underway as well. An unusual situation for Johan Mir, his bike exploding on the run down from turn 11 to turn 12. It was going 6th gear, 330 kilometers an hour, and then bang, the engine blew out of the back as well. Never a good sign. It was Miller who topped the session, the first time this year that Quartararo hasn't topped a free practice 4, surprising everyone. Quartararo was down in 5th position, but it was Miller, Mir, Bagnaia, Zarco, then Quartararo, Nakagami, Rins, Marc Marquez, Oliveira and Aleix Espargaro, the top 10. Marini, Bastianini, Martin, Binder, Dovizioso, Alex Marquez, Pol Espargaro, Rossi, Lucanoa, Morbidelli and Petrucci down in that order. Now, before we get into what happened in qualifying, let's take a look at the Grid Network as well. Because the Grid Network show was on earlier, it did not include the qualifying wrap-up. So this is what we were all talking about in between Free Practice 3, Free Practice 4 and the qualifying sessions. Here's the Grid Network show.
Thank you, Kobe. This week, MotoGP is at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas for the Grand Prix of the Americas. MotoGP qualifying is at noon Eastern, so there's no starting lineup to display today. However, Josh, you've been following the action there and all season long. I want to ask you, has any rider stood out to you so far in Austin, Texas?
It's been a tricky one so far this weekend, Ben, because we've had a wet Free Practice 1, a dry Free Practice 2, and a sort of half foggy but dry Free Practice 3 session as well. It really has shaken up the order going into qualifying. Johan Mir, the champion from last year, he stood out for me here, but not for a good reason, for a bad reason. He has to go through qualifying 1. He failed to make a time quick enough for the top 12 cutoff, so he's going to have to go through Q1 as well. That's a blow for him in the championship battle, not with Quartararo, but with Bagnaia, who's in second, because right now it's just 19 points between them. Bagnaia on 186, Mir 167. That's 19 between them. This weekend as well, Fabio Quartararo definitely stood out for me. He's been slowly getting up to it as well, like we usually see him do, just getting up to speed as well. He's got his first shot at clinching the title this weekend as well. However, I don't see it's going to happen. More realistically, it'll be back in San Marino or even towards Portugal as well. Marc Marquez, a surprise for me. He was quickest of all across the session so far, but how long can he last? It's a track that is hurting his shoulder a lot as well. He crashed here in 2019. That was mainly because of a bike failure, but still, he's up there as well. But my personal favourite as well will be revealed in just a couple of moments' time.
Well, it's the first time in over a year that MotoGP is back on U.S. soil, and Marc Marquez has won every race here except 2019 when Alex Rins won the inaugural race at Circuit of the Americas. And Josh, as you were saying, Marquez doesn't seem to be 100%. Rins has seemed to be off during the second half of the year. So does either rider between the two of them have an advantage today?
You've got to organise the fact that Marquez is seeming to bounce back and to be the king of Kota, as he likes to call himself, as well as the fans call him as well. Rins got lucky that 1 year as well. Marquez's bike in 2019 had a failure on the front as well. The front brake locked coming out of turn 12 and just high-sided him and dropped it as well. Couldn't get it restarted. So Rins had a battle with Valentino Rossi, the doctor, as well. So, yeah, as you say, Rins has dropped off. If you look at this chart as well in front of me, I've got up in the comments box. You can't see because of the light and the white paper. That helps. But it's the championship standings at the moment. You watch, Miller has been, what was it, 2 victories as well. Johan Mir, no victories. So just 2 riders that come into the season that we were expecting to be battling for the championship but seem to be falling away. Miller down in 5th place. Johan Mir up in 3rd place as well. No victories at all for last year's world champion. He's still on only 1 win, of course. Mir's dropped down as well. Rins has dropped down on the deck as well. He's been having a horrible season all year long. So it's just a disappointment as well. I was expecting Alex Rins coming into this season to be battling for multiple race wins. It hasn't happened. He's down 13th for the championship, 68 points on the board as well. My money definitely seems to be on Marc Marquez coming into this weekend. But as I said earlier, he's not my tip for the win. That'll come up in a second. Over to you.
Well, Ducati has the straight line speed, and the longest straightaway all season for MotoGP is at this track. However, Kota has some slower corners and technical corners, which would advantage Yamaha, and it's one of the bumpiest circuits MotoGP will run on all year, and then you throw in the potential for rain on Sunday. So, Josh, what type of race do you anticipate, and is qualifying even more important, or is it less important considering how tricky this track is?
I'd say qualifying is probably one of the most important sessions of the year as well, because of how tricky the track is as well. And I'm so glad you mentioned the Ducati straight line speed, because it is Ducati who have got it in the bag. Jack Miller tops the single session of FP3 because, of course, if you're new here, MotoGP use combined times across 3 practice sessions to determine the running order for qualifyings 1 and 2, but they still have single sessions. So as Marquez topped the combined times, Jack Miller topped the single session of FP3 this morning as well on that Ducati with a very quick time. So watch out. My pick for the winner and for pole position definitely goes to Jack Miller, because he's just got a little something on the track here this weekend, a little extra sniff of what it takes. He's really stepped up here this morning for Saturday. Can he get pole position? Well, I'm hoping so, but Marc Marquez might be on for that one. Going as well into the COTA bumps as well, as you say, it's been another error on the track's part. Now, in 2019, the last time he raced here, the track surface was just as bad. The teams and riders held a protest meeting. COTA promised the track would be resurfaced as well. It hasn't happened due to COVID as well. What they did was they skimmed the top layer of the tarmac off to try and ease the bumps. However, the Circuit of the Americas is built on uneven ground. It's sort of like a wasteland as well, because when it rains here in Texas, is when it does rain, it rains in massive amounts as well, as you've probably seen over the course of the year, with Texas flooding, even having massive snowstorms earlier on in the year. What happens is all that water seeps through the asphalt, through the bitumen, which is the glue underneath the surface that's usually like a sheen. It goes through that and it goes into the soil as well, and it just creates massive water pockets that, when the water evaporates, the pockets remain into air pockets. So it's a bit like when you put a balloon up and slap it around, it just keeps vibrating backwards. And every time, over time as well, you get more high downforce cars running on the surface, and it just shrinks them down and creates the bumps. And that's what's been happening. Now, it's fine for cars, the bumps, but on these two-wheeled motorcycles, it's causing a bit of a problem. Uphill towards turn 1 has been resurfaced. That seems to be okay. But the main problem of concern is coming down the hill out of turn 1 into turn 2. There's a massive bump as soon as you move over from the left to the right, and it's causing problems. We saw Sergio Garcia crash there as well. He's had a hematoma in his kidney and has been ruled out for this race and could be ruled out for the rest of the season. So massive blow for his championship battle in the Moto3. Already last night, the Safety Commission met, which is all the riders invited to voice their concerns. Leading the charge, Alicia Spargo, saying, "For me, it's too dangerous." Several riders wanting boycotts as well. Bagnaia backing the route as well, saying it's too dangerous, we can't race here. Now, the riders are saying, and are sticking to it, that they're going to want to boycott this race. Now, that's not going to happen, because if one rider wants to race, they'll all race. You can't just simply back out of it. There'll be massive protests. But the riders are meeting after the third session before qualifying, which is this period now, to determine what they want to do. Moto2 and Moto3 aren't really affected because on less powerful bikes, they can ease up through those part of the corners. What is causing the problems is the maximum 1,000 horsepower motorcycles of MotoGP. So, do we qualify? Yes, we will. Do we race? I've got no idea. We'll find that out tomorrow morning. But certainly it's the worst affected at the top of the hill at turn 10, because you're going 4th gear, 210 kilometers an hour, and you are literally like you're on a buckaroo. Just, it wants to throw you off and have a high side. Johan Mir this morning went through. You would have thought that his Suzuki didn't have any suspension. It was that much oscillation as well. And even Mia said he felt sick after that session as well. He came in going like that over to his engineer as well. So definitely, COTA, I don't want to say lied, but misformed the FIM, saying that the work had been done. It hasn't. And now the teams and riders are not happy. They want the surface redone before 2021. That's not going to happen because We've got Formula One here in a couple of weeks' time. Then we've got more races before next year. And the provisional calendar for 2022's MotoGP puts this race in the first weekend of April. How's that going to work? It's unbelievable. So basically, with that track surface, it's been a massive story this weekend. It's unsafe to ride on. It's unfit as well for MotoGP bikes. And even one rider, who I can't find the name of because he wanted to be anonymous as well, said, for me, I think we're going to see a fatality this weekend. And I think everybody here agrees we don't want to see that. So COTA definitely needs to put more safety measures in place and fix this track. It's a long one, but that is the big story that is coming into this weekend. We should be talking Quartararo has a shot at the title. Instead, we're talking once again here at COTA about the fact that the track surface can't be used for motorcycles. As ever, a pleasure to work with the Grid Network gang. And we can also join later on tonight, 90 minutes after the end of the NASCAR race. You can join us for wrap-up of today's action as well from all of the sports. Okay, let's go over then and take a look at what happened in qualifying in a bit of an unusual way. Because I was in the commentary box as well last night, I was able to record qualifying number 2, the last 5 minutes in audio, well, in audio and visual form as well, and give you a commentary of the last 5 minutes. Beats over having to do a voiceover. So enjoy the last 5 minutes of qualifying 2. A reminder that going through into this session as well, we saw Miller, Nakagami, Rins, Marc Marquez, Zarco, Quartararo, Polisbargo, Binder, Bagnaia, Martin, and the 2 that got through from Q1, Marini and Mir as well. Let's go over then and take a look at what happened in qualifying for the MotoGP Grand Prix of Americas. Five minutes to go then of this session. The last round's about to get underway for the MotoGP lot. Current timings, Marquez on top, 2:03, 2:09. Martin is second, Nakagami third, Zarco fourth. Quartararo goes P5, Bagnaia 6th, Mir 7th, Miller 8th, Rins is 9th, Polisbargo 10th, Binder 11th, and Luca Marini now just leaving the track as well. Riders heading out there as well, which is great to see. In qualifying 1, we had Marini and Mir, the 2 that went through. Morbidelli lines up 13th, Dovizioso's 14th, Alex Marquez in P15 as well. Bastianini goes P16, Luca Noah 17th, Oliveira 18th, Aleix Espargaro 19th, Rossi is 20th, and Daniel Petrucci goes 21st overall as well. Aleix Espargaro crashed down at turn 12 due to the bumps as well, so that's first gear 70km/h corner as well. Marini and Mir, as I said, the 2 riders through to Q2. Valentino Rossi in his last appearance here in America on a MotoGP bike as well. He crashed down at turn 2 in the first session due to the bumps, starts 20th on the grid as well. Turn 2 here, of course, is third gear, 180km/h as well. And now we see here a reminder of the pole position record that was set by Marc Marquez in 2015, a 2:02.135 as well. The fastest time in the combined practice was Jack Miller, a 2:02.923. Right now, Miller is down in 8th place. Right now, Marc Marquez is on provisional pole position as well. If you want to know Miller and if you know Mir and Marini's fastest time, Mir's fastest time came in free practice this morning, a 2:04.494. Marini a 2:04.933. That came yesterday into the times still changing down there at the moment. Nakagami has been fast all weekend long. His fastest time, second overall, a 2:03.602 in the dry conditions of free practice 3. Arguably as well, and I don't blame some people that they couldn't improve in their times this morning in the third session. FP2 yesterday was sort of the best of the conditions we've had so far. It's a cool track temperature right now as well. So, Marc Marquez has gone hard front, soft rear. Martin, soft front, soft rear. Same for Nakagami. Zarco, hard front, soft rear. Mir, hard front, medium rear. That's interesting. Soft front and rear for Miller. Paul Espargaro, hard front and soft rear, the same as Brad Binder. But with 2:20 to go, the lap times now begin as they hurtle downhill now towards the bumpy sections. The first sector here is what's causing all of the problems. Turn 2 up the hill towards turn 10 as well. The Mickey Mouse section of the track that echoes Maggots and Beckett's complex. That has what's really got the biggest problem out there on the surface. As away we go. Look at that. Jack Miller out in front as well. He's got Marc Marquez right behind him as they rise uphill now towards turn number 1. There's a massive gaggle of bikes, both Ducatis and Repsol LCR Hondas sort of in their way as well. Marc Marquez being followed by his teammate Paul Espargaro. Look at the bumps through turn 2 and Marc Marquez almost losing the rear. You're having to ride motocross style over those bumps. Down to the hairpin now at turn number 11 for some of the riders. That's Bagnaia. Bagnaia 2 tenths up, nearly 3 tenths up on his best time, 0.295. Quartararo is down in that first sector, and is that Alex Rins? I think it's Rins. Oh, and someone's gone down. Someone's gone down on the deck, and I think it's Miller. I think Miller has hit the deck somewhere because he's going very slowly on the circuit right now. I'm hearing in my earphones a lot of crash noise, so we'll keep an eye out. Miller has not passed the first sector time. Miller has crashed. So that's even bizarrer. Bagnaia's third sector time is 4 tenths quicker. Of course, if you're new to MotoGP, it's a 3-sector lap. So we have to continue to see what's going to happen next. Round the last couple of corners now then. Into turn number 20. A second gear, 90-kilometer left-hander. Full power at the exit. Bagnaia with 34 seconds to go. Crosses the line. Bagnaia goes pole position. A 2:02.781. Only Marc Marquez has ever been on pole here in Kota. Is that about to change here today as well? Quartararo goes second at 2:03.109 as well. Zarco doesn't improve. Marquez is off the pace as well. I think that might be it. The checker flag's going to come out before the lap time. Some of them have crossed the line, but I think with 8 seconds left, this is going to be how they will qualify. Bagnaia might have just taken pole position here, and he will. So for the first time, it would not be Marc Marquez on pole position. The checkered flag has now fallen. Marquez crosses the line. He's only P3 at the moment. Does he improve? No. 2:04.208. He's at 1.4 seconds off his own best time. Marc Marquez starts third for the United States Grand Prix, or the Americas Grand Prix, as you can see. Nakagami goes fifth, 2:03.292. He improves. Miller doesn't. Neither does Binder or Paul Espargaro. Quartararo in that first sector is 6 thousandths quicker. Alex Rins is a 10th down at the moment, so he can improve up the order. Can Quartararo then find something as he hurtles out now down the back straight away between turn 11 and 12? It's 6th gear, 330 kilometers an hour. You're flat out on the brakes. Down now into turn 12. First gear, 70 kilometers an hour. Control the wheel spin. Quartararo's 2 tenths down. Rins is 3 tenths down at the moment. So I don't think that's how it's going to line up at the moment. Bagnaia, Quartararo, Marc Marquez, Martin at the moment is the running order. Quartararo jumping over the rear at the moment as well. They're all desperately trying to get through and just find something into the next sessions. It isn't working out. Bagnaia, Quartararo at the moment, 3 tenths down. That's it, I think. Zarco, Rins, Mia, Marini, Quartararo, the riders who have not yet crossed the line. So, is this anything? Is it a diamond last sector for Fabio Quartararo? I don't think so. Rins are the first to cross the line. Doesn't improve. What about Fabio Quartararo? Does he improve? No, he does not. Quartararo stays second. He's 3 tenths down at the end. And I think that is it. Martin isn't out there either. Marini's crossed the line. Mia's crossed the line. And now has Martin, for the first time since 2013, when we came here for the first time, it is not Marc Marquez on pole position. For the first time, it's Ducati. And it's the different one that I chose. It's not Jack Miller taking pole position. It's for the 3rd race running. Francesco Bagnaia takes pole. Is it too little too late in the championship challenge? Maybe. But for 3 races in a row now, he's taken pole position. And can he take victory tomorrow? The grid is just absolutely Unbelievable. You do not know what is going to happen next here at the Circuit of the Americas. A 2:02.781 then is the fastest time. Let's see how they line up then on the grid, starting from the front. Pole position goes to Francesco Bagnaia. Fabio Quartararo takes second and Marc Marquez is third. The second row, Jorge Martin, Takiki Nakagami and Johan Zarco. Row 3, Alex Rins, Johan Mir and Luca Marini. Row 4, Jack Miller, Brad Binder and Paul Espargaro. Row 5, Franco Morbidelli, Andrea Dovizioso and Alex Marquez. Row 6, Enea Bastianini, Aiki Lucanoa and Miguel Oliveira. And row 7 sees Aleix Espargaro, Valentino Rossi and Danilo Petrucci. What a grid we've got for the Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix tomorrow in what is going to be a very scary situation going on. What a pole lap from Peppo Bagnaia. Hello everybody, 5 minutes to go until the race starts and the anticipation is beginning to boil as well. Megan Burch is about to make her way up towards the commentary box. In fact, she's going to have to negotiate a lawnmower, which is just on the inside there. So that's going to be very fantastic to see how she's going to go into the commentary box, having to go around an obstacle course. We're looking at Marc Marquez at the moment. 6 wins, 6 podiums, 7 pole positions as well. However, the anticipation here as he starts third on the grid, the first time he's not lined up on pole position. Can he win today? We're about to find out. It's a 20-lap race ahead of us as well. Let's go through the field as well shortly. As you heard, what we didn't hear there was the fact that starting 10th, you can see Jack Miller. Let's check he's on your screen correctly. Yep. Jack Miller, as you see on your screen, starting P10. He crashed at turn 1 in warm-up as well. He caught a bump and he caught a bump at turn 1 and lost the front end as well. Watch out for Aleix Espargaro. He's crashed 4 times this weekend. Valentino Rossi crashed at the end of Q1 as well. However, what we have got to talk about, as you probably have heard with the Grid Network show, and I know Josh Plays here already is on about it. Josh is talking about it. These bumps are going to make the race interesting. It really, really is. And if you shut that door properly, as Megan Burch walks into the box, the bumps are going to be a big factor here as well for this race. Hard front, soft rear seems to be the one for everybody here at the moment as tensions begin to rise. We're all set for MotoGP's return to the Circuit of the Americas. The anticipation is high before we have action here in Austin. Let's take a look at how they line up then on the starting grid quite quickly as well. Yeah, you're 2. No, I'm fine. Go on. Going here as well. Let's go through. Francesco Bagnaia starts on pole position. Fabio Quartararo, P2. Marc Marquez, P3. The second row, Jorge Martin, Takiki Nakagami, and Johan Zarco. Row 3, Alex Rins, Johan Mir, and Luca Marini. Row 4, Jack Miller. Crashed turn 1 in the warm-up session. Caught the bump, lost the front end. Row 5, Franco Morbidelli, Andrea Dovizioso, alongside Alex Marquez. Row 6, Enea Bastianini, Aiki Lucanoa, and Miguel Oliveira. Drop further down. Row 7, Aleix Espargaro's crashed 4 times this weekend. Valentino Rossi crashed in at the end of Q1 as well. Danilo Petrucci lines up last on the grid. And of course, Maverick Vinales not racing this weekend after the tragic loss of his cousin as well, with Dean Berta Vinales crashing last weekend in the World Supersport in Championship as well. It's been a tough time already this weekend as well. Multiple riders involved in accidents across Moto3 as well. Moto3 being red flagged twice. Both incidents down at 11 and turn 11 and turn 12. The first one, as well, the rider's been taken to hospital. The second one, it was a miracle nobody was killed, with Onshu moving across, taking off Alcoba and launching up in the air. Minio, Alcoba, and Acosta getting launched into the air. Thankfully, no rider was killed. Megan Burch alongside me in the commentary box. Megs, the America's Grand Prix. We're back for the first time, apart from Qatar. It's the first time MotoGP have gone over from Europe. Are you expecting a great race today?
I am expecting a dramatic race, though I hope it doesn't turn dramatic, honestly. I kind of hope this turns out to be one of the most boring races of the year.
Oh, don't say that. This is a racetrack where Marc Marquez has won more times than any other rider.
Fine. Boring, two dangerous corners of the year. Though I just hope that there's no red flags, maybe a safety car now and then, the occasional person out.
Yeah.
Though nothing too hazardous.
Your earphones behind you in the ear. I've done that for a while.
I know. I've had a bit of a headache today because.
We've got some new toys to play with as well. We've got points as they run as well to show you towards the end of the race so you know where they are in the championship. Of course, because Quartararo comes here on 48 points behind Francesco Bagnaia. So he's getting closer and closer to clinching that title. As well, we have this new graphic here as well. This is the lap tracker. So basically, this will tell us the same information you got on the side there with how they run, but also the lap time and the gap between them as well. And we've got our usual YouTube chat, which is in operation as well. Megan is expecting more fire. Absolutely she is as well. Vote for who you think is going to win the race. Right now, Marc Marquez has 50% of that distance as they line up on the grid then. Well, for the first time, we are back at the Circuit of the Americas since COVID broke out. And we have the King of COTA starting third, Francesco Bagnaia, the first Italian to take 3 consecutive pole positions in a row. Can he be the first one to take 3 victories in a row since Valentino Rossi? 5 red lights are on. We're under starters orders. Action in Austin. It was a quick launch from Marc Marquez. Quartararo banks down. Martin gets swamped in. Marquez leads into turn 1. Now, cross your fingers and join with me. Because we're going to hit the bumps as well. There's Petrucci getting backed out as you saw. Here we go then, into the bumps at turn 2. Watch out for the 2 grey strips across the track. This is where they were worried about falling as well. With heavy fuels and bikes that have been jumping around all weekend. It's okay so far. How cautious are they going to be? How much on the gas are they going to be?
Noah goes down into 20th.
And here they come then. This is down into turn 7. You're going at this point, second gear, 125 kilometers an hour. This is the real dangerous point as well. The top of the hill at turn 10. Look at the oscillation on the bikes under heavy fuel load as well. They're really stepping up. It's like motocross. Are they going to be okay? They all getting through okay so far. They all made it. Take a deep breath. That was a big worry as Nakagami sends it up the inside of Johan Mir. Down at turn 11. First gear, left-hander, 60 kilometers an hour. Now you're down the long back straight away as well. A 0.746 mile stretch towards turn number 12, a first gear corner, 70 kilometers an hour. Riders getting dust everywhere right now, and that is Francesco Bagnaia, who's already dropped down to 4th place. So it's Marquez, Quartararo, and Rins so far. Rins was the last person to win here in 2019. He had a fight with the Doctor all those years ago.
Bastianini passes Marini to go into 13th place, and everything seems to be luckily calm right now. So that's.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good start so far. Good stuff. Good run. Nobody in too much danger, which is the best news. Marquez leads the race, and look at this. How much can his shoulder take, though? It's a physically demanding track. It's 9 right-hand corners, but more crucially, 11 left-hand corners around this 20-turn circuit. So that left shoulder of his that he damaged is going to be taking so much more brunt force. But it's Marquez across the line to lead the opening lap from Quartararo, Rins, Bagnaia, Martin, Nakagami, Mir, Binder, Miller and Zarco completing out the top 10 as well. And here we go again to turn 2, but that is round the outside. Is that Binder trying around the outside of Miller? It is.
It is.
Brilliant from Binder. As they come through turn 2 as well, Megan.
Oh, I don't like sitting on
Oh, did you see the shaking of the bikes? As there's Bagnaia battling as well with Jorge Martin. this section, the first sector of turns 2 all the way to turn 10, is incredibly dangerous as well for overall stabilization of the bike. Marc Marquez controlling it. Now, we did see 2 very nasty accidents in the Moto3 race that resulted in the race being stopped twice. One of them was during a 5-lap race. So this is already drama no matter where you look. There's a lot of bouncing going around as they approach turn 11 once again.
But they all are improving on the sector 1s, and so far...
Nakagami had a bad exit there. Bagnaya's all over the back of him. Here he goes. Bagnaya's got the toe down the straightaway as well towards turn 12. You're going 6th gear, 330 kilometers an hour. Bagnaya on the Ducati has got through on the whole shot device.
So far, every single person has improved in sectors
What's
1
happened?
and 2. What?
Nakagami has dropped. There he is. He's
Nakagami's
dropped
out.
Nakagami's dropped it down on the deck at the exit of turn 12. First gear, 70 kilometers an hour. Nakagami's back up already, but that is such a blow. He was running so competitive all the way throughout the weekend. He was second in the combined practice times as well. No more. Finito.
Though everyone is improving on their times now. Obviously, Nakagami isn't because, he just crashed.
Yellow flag's out then, sector 3. That'll be out until they can get that bike restarted. But so far...
He has rejoined the race apparently now.
So I'll bring that yellow flag back in then. So Nakagami will continue back, and he has continued back as well throughout this race so far. What's this from the chat as well? I can't see it at the moment, but I want to go number 3 as well with... Megan, don't say calm, it will go crazy now, and it just did. Let's look at this already. Attack, attack, attack. Everywhere you look at the moment as Jorge Martin does a 2:04.859, fastest lap of the race so far. For reference, a 2:03.575 is the fastest lap by Marc Marquez set back in 2014 in that crazy race where Jorge Lorenzo forgot you had to wait at the red lights and just took off. He was at turn 4 while everyone else was revving their engines.
I'm serious about the fact that everyone is improving, apart from Oliveira now. Though everyone, especially the top 10, have improved massively, and the top 10 have actually done their fastest thing. And here's, Nakagami just lost it around the corner. I think he was trying to slow down because he was getting a bit too close.
So let's take a look then at one of our new toys. This is the lap counter, as I said. It shows you all 21 runners throughout this field. So Marquez has got a 2/10 gap over the line to Quartararo. Nakagami's 26 seconds back. But there you can see the fastest lap of the race. As I said, Jorge Martin's time at the moment. This is now as well. Quartararo is 57 points clear of Bagnaia. You need 75 for him. We've got 3 abreast as well coming to the braking zone as Jack Miller nearly drops it. Do you see how much Miller nearly binned it as he's side by side actually with me and Binder.
I'm
Miller up to
surprised
6th
because he's the only one with 2 reds right now for sector 1 and 2. Oh, and now sector 3 as well.
Yeah, that's why as well. They're coming over the control line, so let's switch back to that lap tracker. I can't see where it is at the moment. I can't actually see where it is. It's vanished off the face of the planet. There it is, number 4. So there you go. You see it lighting up as well as it comes in. This is the 4th sector tracker. So it tells us how much they are across the line or not across the line. Alex Rins running P3. He's under attack from the Pramac Racing of Jorge Martin as well.
Miller's definitely the fastest lap right now.
Here you go, look across the line. Marquez is 3/10 off, and here comes Martin up the inside of Rins, up the hill towards turn 1 as well, and he's taking him. Rins tries to come back on the inside line. Ooh. Does Martin know he's there? Yes, he does. Gives him the racing room. Martin gets the comeback down the hill towards the bumps at turn 2 and has to back out of it. Look at Rins. It's like he's riding a bucking bronco. Brilliant.
Quartararo is catching up to Marquez right now. Not Alex, because he's further down.
Miller,
he's doing well.
Miller 2:04.631, fastest lap of the race so far as well, so improving up that order as they keep on challenging. Marquez now holding off Quartararo. 0.247 is the gap at the current moment, but it could change at any second. That's the exciting part. Adam Lemire's in the chat saying, nice shirt, Megan. Love that show. The friends.
Yeah.
You've gone very American here today. You planned that. You must have planned that.
I didn't actually. I kind of forgot that the race was kind of on in the morning because I was just too worked up.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I remembered later. Though, yeah, I love this show too. I even have loads of pillows about it.
Rins is under pressure again now. Jorge Martin's all over at the back of him and he's taking him. Martin's back up into third position. Rins down to fourth on the Suzuki. Marquez making it through turn 12 this time as Brad Binder passes Mia. Mia slips it back on the inside.
Passes Morbidelli further down.
Yeah, there it is in the background. Look, so Dovizioso back up to 15th place then on only his second race on the Petronas Yamaha. He's improving quick, proving that bike can be adapted to quite quickly with the Petronas Yamaha, which is now a factory bike from 2021.
Do you know who I think is going to get the fastest lap this lap? Bagnaia, because he is faster than anyone so far this lap.
Yeah, great sector time so far. Great timings all the way running around as they continue to circulate. Now coming towards the final sector once again. Let's see what the gap is across the line as we tick down with now 16 laps to go. Marquez and Quartararo 0.247. Correction, 0.236 at the line. So the Quartararo is slowly closing him in as they run up towards turn 1. The fans are loving it. This is the first racing they've seen in Texas at Cote. The motorcycles, and that is Zarco. What's that? I can hear something in my ears. I can hear yellow flag out sector 1 as well.
I think it's crashed. Yeah, not getting any notification.
Yeah, Zarco, there it is, crashed. Yeah, Zarco has crashed then.
Rider okay.
And it's down at turn 1 as well, so that's an uphill. Yeah, it's an uphill.
Piece of debris on the side of his bike is just off.
He's broken the winglet, so yeah, he's just dumped that. He hasn't high-sided him, he's just dumped it in as well. But number 2 for Johan Zarco as well. Zarco's rejoined the race. And we go back to green flag running, so bringing the yellows.
On the bright side, Nakagami is no longer last.
He's not, you're right. Nakagami up into 20th now. Rossi's still 19th, so he's last of the runners who hasn't crashed yet, actually. But look how much. Did you see Marc Marquez there? He went so far off the racing line to turn in as well. He almost lost the position to Quartararo coming down the back straightaway. But he's trying to break that toe.
And yet, I think Quartararo must have done something similar since he's gained 2/10.
Marc Marquez won his first ever race here in America. It was just his second ever appearance in the championship. The American Grand Prix of 2013 as well. First pole, first win. I remember commentating on that race. I was mightily impressed as well. Didn't I expect that he would go on to win every one, bar 2019, when the front brake on his Honda locked up and put him down on the deck at turn 12. Alex Rins went on to win that race. He's currently running in P4s in the race as well. And actually, Megan, thinking about it, this is the second American Grand Prix you've done in a row for MotoGP. You did do the 2019 race because I had food poisoning and you had to help me in the box that day. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. And then I got it a week later.
Yeah, same weekend as Formula One's Chinese Grand Prix.
Actually, I think I got it a day later.
Yes, yeah. So you've done 2 in a row, actually, now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it proves
I was at school for a week, I think, with that.
Yeah, it was a big one, wasn't it? Hello to Martz as well, if I go to the chat correctly. Hello. Oh, and that's a big one there. And that's Martin trying to go to second to Fabio Quartararo. Hasn't worked out at the moment, but Martin was trying to push through. Quartararo braked later while he was uphill. Look at that. Do you see Marquez's bike twitch through turn 3?
Oh, there again. Rossi passes Petrucci, so now Petrucci's the last one who hasn't crashed.
So they're all now starting to move around. What a crazy 6 laps this has been so far, the America's Grand Prix. Loving every single second of it as well as they continue now. This is the dangerous part of the track, coming out into turn 10 as well. Zarco's into the pit lane, so that's...
I think he's over.
Look at this. Do you see how much the big jump as you ride over the crest as well? It's just unsettling all of the bikes. The quicker the bikes get with the less amount of fuel, the more we're going to see the retardation of energy being put into the back. It costs so much that in the Moto3 race earlier on today, Gunnevara, who started on pole for the restarted race, ran over that bump and he broke the rear shock absorbers on the bike. He had to retire, but then the red flag came out later on that lap. He was able to get it back to the pit lane. But because the second race was then cancelled and declared null and void, he actually won the race because the times were taken from race 1. So Gunnevara finished race 1, started on pole for race 2, crashed out of race 2, and still won the race. The only rider in history to ever do that, by the way.
Jeez.
And Zarco's out of the race. Zarco is out of the race. That's 1 Pramac down. Now only left for Jorge Martin.
Right, so I'm going to calculate how long this is going to be.
Not that long. It's a 2:04 lap time at the moment with 15 laps to go. We've been running so far about, 13 minutes? Doesn't take too long. This is Zarco. Well, that's an unusual one for Zarco. It just looked like a stoppie into turn 1 as well. It just ran out of room and just dropped it on the deck. Very unusual one there as well. Quartararo is now 57 points clear of Bagnaia, as Bagnaia has dropped down to 6th place as well. So it will not be 3 races in a row for Bagnaia unless something remarkable happens. It is the king of Kota, Marc Marquez, who's just done a 2:46.29. Fastest lap of the race so far, quicker than Quartararo as well. The gap now is a second between them.
I've just worked out that with the highest best lap time, because I've got to go to the most of what it could be, that the longest this race could be without any stoppages is exactly 42 minutes.
Apologies for the momentary picture breakup as well. It's the internet here in the UK. We're having issues, but hopefully our audios were still coming over the wavelength as well. But the picture had to momentarily break up. And thanks for sticking with us. 14 laps to go here at the moment. Marc Marquez leading the way. He's got exactly a second to Fabio Quartararo. But Quartararo's biggest concern is Jorge Martin right behind him. And Martin's biggest problem is Miller right behind him. 6 tenths between them. And those Ducatis are quick down the straightaway as well. As Rins is down in 5th place, Mia in 8th. The 2 Suzuki sort of bookending there with Bagnaia and Binder. The 2 Bs in the field. FB and BB.
BB.
Yeah, BB. Yeah, Brad Binder. Going to look at, his brother Darren Binder's coming up to the main class, I think, next season as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to become a brother format. We've got Mark and Alex. We've got Aleix and Paul. Now we've got Dowell and Brad in the mix. And this is Jorge Martin getting up the inside and repassing Jack Miller as Miller repasses Alex Rins as well down in the back into towards turn 12. Megan.
And Marquez does a 2 minutes... 4 seconds, point 368.
Yep, fastest.
That's the fastest lap of a race, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, it is the fastest. Look there, you can see it on the bigger data channel as well. He's got 1.5 seconds between him and Quartararo as they approach turn 1. Look how close Martin is. Right behind Quartararo as they drop down the hill to turn 2. I'm surprised, actually, we haven't seen anybody succumb to the bumps yet. That was a major fear on lap 1 and 2, was the fact that so much of pack racing would go down, and Marquez does it again. Fastest lap of the race still. It's getting quicker.
Yeah, they're more succumbing to the corners at the moment. For Bastianini passes Paul Espargaro.
So that puts him into P9. Pole goes down to P10. Still, the last points paid position is to Luca Marini, who managed to get out of Q1 yesterday and put it into Q2. Look at the bumps on the onboard as well. We're on board. I think that was with Jorge Martin, and the bike was shaking so much coming through turn 10 and down the little straight towards turn 11. It's almost unbelievable how much it is. MotoGP races here, 2 weeks' time. Formula 1 race here. 3 weeks' time, isn't it? Formula 1 races here.
Ooh,
I don't know if Turkey and America are back-to-back. Let me check on my calendar here. No, they're not. The 24th of October Formula 1 races here as well at Kota. And it's going to be pretty much exactly the same, if not more worse, with the rain that hit the track on Friday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 3 weeks away.
Yeah, so 3 weeks. Yeah, so it's 3 weeks away. Because next weekend, Formula 1 races in Turkey, a week's break, and then a week later, it's the Grand Prix of the Americas. So, yeah, it is 3 weeks' time. Lap 15, we'll see things get interesting as well. Right now, we're on lap 8 of 20. And I think David Emmett, who's pointed that out, is correct, because that is when the fuel load is at its lowest, and we're going to see it really start shivering around. But look at this.
And when Marquez's shoulder starts giving out.
Exactly what I was going to point out. Actually, you were bang on there. Marquez's lap never lasts the full race distance. It always gets to halfway, and then bang, you can't do anything. But 5 laps to go after lap 15. That will be the big thing, isn't it? It's 12 to go at the moment. It's a 20-lap race here at COTA. 42 minutes, as Megan predicted, is the optimal time, depending on whether we get a late red flag or a safety car. Well, sorry, no safety car, but a late red flag and a restart with shortened distance, as Dovizioso has now moved up into P12. He's passed Aleix Espargaro, so they switch over positions as well on the deck. Not bad. Not a bad race so far. As they keep circulating, Marc Marquez going for his 58th career win at the moment. He has won here, as I said, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. He's won here 6 times. He didn't win in 19 because he crashed and we didn't hold the race in 2020. Here's a replay of the start. Look at the KTMs in the midfield as well, getting all sort of shuffled out and back. Marquez had a great start from third, just like we've seen all weekend long. Those starting in third often take the lead down towards turn 1. Quartararo just bogged down, especially in the second phase of the start. Marquez was just lightning into turn 1 and got well ahead. That's not to be surprised, though, with an 8-time world champion.
I've just realised something.
Yep.
We're both wearing grey on everything.
Yeah, I know. Also, the last time we wore identical clothing, which was grey, was Azerbaijan. And that was a great race. So it could be interesting to see. We're going to have a great race here as well.
Hold on. I'm just going to go to the chat real quick because I've translated something.
Go on.
I don't know how to...
Yune Belas Garcia.
Garcia. I translated it to, I think it's Google Translate, so if I got it wrong, just somehow correct. Espargaro,
that's
out,
Aleix.
41. Could you put the times? That's just what it says.
I will put that battle on in a second, but we've got a yellow sector 3. Aleix Espargaro has crashed out. Now, looking at that must be down at turn... Oh, it is, look, turn 13. So that's first gear, 80 kilometres an hour as well. He's just dropped it on the deck as Rins holds back as well. I will certainly put the times up as well, because we have that lap tracker up here in the comms box, as you can see. So that tells you, as I said to you before, it's the name. I know it's dark, but it's what the feed we get to it. Marc Marquez, Quartararo, that is how they were at the finish line and the gap between them and their lap times before. So the last lap for Marquez was a 2:04.469. His fastest lap was a 2:04.368. So that's just a little data screen that we're mainly going to use for qualifying in the future as well, when we will try and include the qualifying 1 and 2 sessions into this pre-race show broadcast. Look at turn 12 again. Alex Rins as well, very much emulating what we've seen in the past, even from Barry Sheene, who was just jumping the motorcycle all the way around. Even Nicky Hayden did it as well. He was just pushing everywhere around, Megan. Oh, here he goes. Look, sorry, Megan. Bagnaia to the inside, down towards turn 12, and gets ahead of Alex Rins. Rins tries to get the cut back into the braking zone. It hasn't worked, and that is Bagnaia up into P5.
I don't think that Espargaro is going to restart the race because he hasn't made any effort to. So I'm just putting guess out there that he's out.
Yeah, he hasn't moved. Yeah, so he's out of it. So Alex Rins is... Aleix...
Are you making a prediction?
Yeah, probably, because he was in my mind. Aleix Espargaro is out of this race.
Let me just choose out of that little thing I do.
Well, we haven't got a starting grid on here.
Haven't you? I'm just going to have to use this then, aren't I? Hold on. Turn round.
This could be an interesting one. As Johan Mir P7 at the moment, watching him now as well. Just continue. 10 laps to go. We are now at half race distance, and Marc Marquez leads the Americas Grand Prix here at the Circuit of the Americas. He leads it by 2.884 seconds to Fabio Quartararo, as you saw at the line. Just use the timing screen.
True.
There's Brad Binder down there in the order. Now we look at the 88 as well. As Miguel Oliveira, P11 so far. Where did it all go wrong for Miguel Oliveira as well at the moment? Megan's predicted Valentino Rossi to go out.
No, can I choose another?
Yeah. So this is not a great run at the moment. As they all you can't pick. You've picked Valentino Rossi. It's going to be Valentino Rossi now. And next you've picked Enea Bastianini.
To replace Rossi.
I see.
Yeah. I don't want Rossi to crash.
Josh Players has kindly put in that to the commentators don't speak Spanish. I would translate for you and tell them.
I speak a little.
Megan speaks a little bit of Spanish, but she has to translate quite quickly. But yeah, so do stick with us, and thank you very much for Josh for translating. Remind me to make Josh a moderator.
I'm in the process of learning many languages, though my studies have prevented me from learning further. So I speak a little bit of Spanish, and it's a tiniest bit of Italian, though I can't really remember much of it. And I speak a tiniest bit of Russian.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking Spanish might help you for Marc Marquez here, as he is doing excellent at the moment. I was going to say excelente, but I thought, is that Spanish
Excelente.
or Mexican? It's Spanish, isn't it?
You do realise that Mexican language is Spanish, right?
I thought it was a cross between Spanish and Portuguese.
No.
Okay, I'll take that.
It's Spanish.
All right, well, I'll stand corrected on that one as well. But still, Marc Marquez on for his second win of the year, and both of them at tracks where he is the king at. The king of the ring at the Saturn Ring. He's won every time there. Kept that up this year. He lost out in 2019 due to a brake failure, but Marc Marquez is going on for another track he's good at to try and conquer it. This is great stuff for Marc with 9 to go. The tensions get a little bit up in the air here at the moment, don't they? But I'm surprised we haven't had a red flag, to be fair. I was readying up the red flag button all day long. We've used it in the Moto 3, but not had to use it now. But look at this.
So I've got to say, touch wood,
yes,
the fact that Valentino Rossi is actually doing quite well at the moment.
Yeah, he's down in 15th place. He gets a single point at the moment, which would put him on 29 points for the weekend and put him one behind his brother, Luca Marini, as things currently stand. So Marini is beating older brother Rossi at the moment.
I bet Valentino's just thinking right now, it's cute you're thinking that you're going to just beat me.
And cracking the
who at the
fingers,
Christmas table is going to be first? Me. I'm retiring.
I knew you were thinking that one. As Marc Marquez, his last lap time was a 2:04.534, quicker than Quartararo, whose time was a 2:05.110 as well. So they're massively improving on the deck again and again and again with 9 to go. Marquez, do you know what? I get so bored of Marc Marquez races that are just dominated from start to finish. They're so boring. They're so not modern. No, I've changed my tune since his crash. It's a miracle that Marc is still racing, as Rins was under pressure there. Or was that Mia? Sorry, it was Mia under pressure from Binder just behind. Their gaps on the 0.8 of a second, but the two Ducatis are closing in now. Bagnaia is behind teammate Jack Miller. Now, is Miller going to let Bagnaia pass for the championship? Right now, Quartararo and Bagnaia are separated by 57 points as things stand. If Bagnaia goes up to P4, it does change ever so slightly the positions it needs to be. So holding it together could be an interesting factor. This is getting tense now, isn't it? Yes. Boy, don't you love MotoGP. And look, they've got a rider tracker on their screen as well, but we can't show a rider tracker, which is really, really annoying. Across the line then, once again, let's show you the closest thing we have, which is the lap counter as well, and seeing all their last lap times. Gap now, as you can see, between Miller and Bagnaia is 0.3 of a second as they approach turn 1. Is team orders going to be imposed here at Ducati? Italian team trying to go for a title. Could you see Miller being told, please move over from Francesco?
Probably. Josh Place says, I know a little bit of Spanish. I'm currently doing it in school. I never got to learn Spanish in school. I probably would have done it. I would have probably chosen to stick with it if I could.
Yes.
I just did French and
He's done
I
it.
gave it up.
He's done it. Miller has allowed Bagnaia through. So Bagnaia goes through Miller. And it moves back up into 4th place at the moment. So that, I think, was crucial for the championship, as Dovizioso is having a battle with a Marquez, but it's not the one you're thinking. It's Alex Marquez battling with Dovizioso. Oh, how the times have changed. I still remember 2017, Dovizioso versus Marquez for that title. And it's all still fresh in the memory, isn't it? As Dovi looks to go back to a championship route, maybe with Petronas.
Yeah, and do you remember my French? I was in top set, and I just...
Hey, off that. You've already broken one of those chairs. They're doing exactly the same thing.
Then no, give me the chair with that.
Well, I've put it out of the way so you can stand up.
I don't want to stand.
Hello?
I'm sitting on something imaginary.
Let's go through then and look at this again. So look, Miller looked behind. He saw it was Bagnaia and just allowed him through down at turn 7. So just easily slipping through there, Bagnaia goes back. Marquez leads this race as well. They're in the 4th sector at the moment, as you can see. The line going, you can see the lines going up. That's how close they are to the start-finish line from the start of the 4th sector, which is turn 15 onwards. So turns 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20, all in the 4th sector. And then as you cross your line, that is the times to go. With 7 to go, Marquez leads by 3.6 seconds at the moment to Quartararo and Jorge Martin. Quartararo won't clinch the championship today, which I'm very, very disappointed about. But, Megan, he does stand a fantastic chance of clinching it next time out at Emilia-Romagna. All he has to do then is make sure by the end of the race he's more than 50 points ahead of Bagnaia. Right now, as things stand, the gap is 55. So Quartararo's got one hand on that championship at the end of today, and he'll clinch it at Emilia-Romagna in 2 weeks' time. 3 weeks' time.
Yeah.
3 weeks' time. 3 weeks. 3
You know
weeks.
why I don't like this chair?
Why?
Because it makes me sit up straight, completely straight, and I don't like it.
The 24th of October will also be MotoGP's Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, as well as the last weekend of the W Series at COTA, the American Grand Prix at COTA, and the British Touring Cars at Brands Hatch. The 23rd and 24th of October are going to be very busy days for us as well. We'll also be having some dual commentaries, as Megan and Dad will be calling the last race of the W Series, while I call the last race of the year for the British Touring Car Championship. I know where you're all going to be. No worries. I won't be hurt. I'll also be watching the W Series on another screen in the box. But it's going to be another good one as they continue going round. The only 2 retirements in this race so far are Aleix Espargaro and Johan Zarco. We still have 19 runners left in this race with 7 to go. And the top 4 all circulating perfectly. And this is Jack Miller being told... Oh, look at that. Look, lap 8, -0 to Bagnaia. So that was a team message there. Miller was told to let him through at turn 8, and he did it at turn 8. So that was a coded message there for Jack Miller to let Bagnaia through. It's not illegal,
close
but
that gap.
It's not illegal, but it's a bit of a frown upon.
Sorry, Ferrari.
It is sadly very Ferrari, isn't it, at the moment?
And now very Mercedes.
Yeah. Martinator.
I don't think Ferrari do that anymore. I haven't seen them do it with Leclerc and Sainz.
I don't think there's a need to do it with them, do you?
They're both kind of equally matched.
And they never really are in the championship. What was that flashed up on my monitor?
I feel like they would both laugh as well if they ever said that. They'd just be like, oh, that's funny, you think you can say that.
Yeah, you think you can get away with it. You think you can, but really you can't.
Just leave for passing to Mercedes.
Yeah, that's always the thing at the moment, isn't it, as they continue circulating on. 6 laps to go. Marquez still leading this race at the moment as well as they run round. And he's got 3.8 seconds
Our timing
now.
screen is frozen.
Has it?
Yeah. No one's moving.
Oh, you're right. Our main timing screen has frozen up here in the comms box. So while I refresh that to get the correct pictures, you're still seeing the live timing, I could presume. Yeah, you're getting the right one.
We're back.
We are not. First sector time, fastest of all, goes to Francesco Bagnaia, 35.113. Oh, battle up the inside as well, as that is Miller versus Rins. They're side by side, head down. Miller shaking his head as they come down. Look at that. Fans on the side of the track, they're cheering on. How did they get there?
I don't know.
That's a bit of a worry. Miller goes into 5th place then, ahead of Alex Rins. So Suzuki 6-7
Do they have good
as
security?
things stand.
Do they have good security?
Well,
Maybe they're press.
I've seen more things run on the track here at COTA than I have before.
Maybe
but
they're
yeah.
media and allowed to be. They're just fans as well.
Yeah, but rule 1, if you're a media, you're not allowed to put your hands over onto a live racetrack as Miller goes a bit too deep.
Also, it's a bit dangerous.
Miller goes on too deep as well. And Rins takes the place back up the inside down at turn 15. First gear corner at 65 kilometres an hour. Now they're riding through the triple right of 16, 17 and 18. Third gear, 170 kilometres an hour. as they come onto the start-finish line. 5 laps to go then here. Marquez's last lap time, 2:04.730. His fastest lap is a 2:04.368. So Marquez, remarkably, is being consistent, Megan. But this is the point of the race. Yeah, this is the point of the race. What everybody needed is the fact that this is with, 5 to go? This is where the race gets interested. Might be time for mapping. Yeah, that's we've already seen that as well. Jack Miller said weeks ago that his title was over and that he'll be a team player for Bagnaia. His targets say we're beating Zarco and Mia for 3rd, and he's aiming ahead. And he's aiming he's ahead of them. So no real harm in letting his teammate through. That was a tweet from the race there as well. So that explains why it was moving up there. Fans are where they should be, says Josh Plays as well. I think they are. However, I'm not too sure. 52%. Let's take a look actually while we're here at this as well. We asked you, who's going to win the America's Grand Prix? Bagnaia, Quartararo, Marc Marquez or Miller, the people who were favourites to win coming into this race. 32% of you have said Bagnaia, 12% have said Quartararo, 52% have said Marc Marquez, and 4% of you have said Jack Miller are going to win this race. So right now, the 52% of you, and how many of you voted? 25% of you have voted, and right now the people who said Marc Marquez have the winning voter at the moment. Remember, that closes on the last lap of the race. So get your votes in, although it's predictably going to be Marc Marquez, who's 4 seconds ahead. But it could be Quartararo.
So,
anything could happen.
Out of everyone, can you go back onto the points thing?
There it is.
No, the poll.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just want to see. So that means that 8 of you voted Bagnaia, 3 Quartararo, 1 Miller. And that means that
Megan is quick on her maths today.
13 of you voted Marquez.
Quick on the maths, aren't you, Megs? There.
Well, it's simple. Just 25 vote. That means 100 divided by 25. That's 4%.
I'm very impressed. I'm very, very impressed.
So then you just divide it.
Quartararo nearly fell. Sorry, Quartararo nearly fell. He came out of turn 1 and he had he had an almost high side as well. You saw his right leg come off the seat as well. And off goes Jorge Martin. He hit the same bump. Martin hit the same bump as Bagnaia going to snatch 3rd.
It's coming into effect now, the bumps.
Yeah, this is it. Look, as I said, as the bikes get quicker with the shorter amount of fuel and the tyres starting to go off, these bumps start to become a factor.
And they're overconfident.
Yeah, this is it. They've raced now for 17 laps, and now look at that from Martin. His front wheel came so far up. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, as now Martin closes through. Bagnaia chasing him down as they both hit the left as they exit turn 11. Rise up now. Maximum speed, 6th gear, 330 kilometers an hour. Both Ducatis as well. But one is Pramac in the form of Jorge Martin. One factory Ducati in the form of Francesco Bagnaia. Bagnaia looks to the inside, down towards turn 12. Can't quite get the way on the inside line, and it just has not paid off. So it can't get the way through. Max is saying he's showing the race. Unfortunately, this is a watch-along, so it's radio commentary with all the timing graphics and everything we can. But as you know, this is a watch-along. For those of you who can't watch the race, and obviously we can't show you the race because this is YouTube, we can't show the race. But it's best for radio commentary. But we've got the live timing graphics and everything that you need. As you see, look, this will show you more information in just a second as Marquez is in the 4th sector and about to cross the line and will get his lap time with, 3 to go now on the line. Marquez
going up.
Yeah, was it 4.3 seconds at the moment for Quartararo, the gap between him and Marquez as well. But 2:05.091. That's the first 2-minute 5 for Marquez this race. So the tyres and the bumps starting to play a factor. Yeah.
And shoulder.
Yeah, so it's not over yet. Quartararo closed something in. But look at this. Jorge Martin into turn 1, defending from Francesco Bagnaia, or Peppo Bagnaia is his nickname. And now they come through this dreadful sector 1, which is full of all of the bumps as well. And this is where Martin got caught out a few moments ago. As well, and you just got to sort of cross your fingers and hope. Martin's not going to have this podium, is he? Bagnaia's going to have him. He's right on the back of him. Look at Martin's got a long lap penalty. That's put it to bed as Bagnaia looks to the inside line. It's turn 8. Can't get through. Don't pass through turn 10. But look, a shortcut of turns 4 to 5, and it is a long lap penalty for Jorge Martin. So he's got to go right round the outside, down at turn 13 and 14, and, well, Bagnaia is now taking 3rd place.
Hold on. Martin, long lap penalty due to advantage gained in shortcut at turn 5.
Yeah, that was obvious, as we knew.
Go on to the pole thing again. I want to see if I can.
Well, 2 seconds, because here comes Bagnaia up the inside. And we knew it was going to happen anyway, but Martin's not fighting. Bagnaia takes 3rd place in this race and a podium as well. That brings it down, Megan, to 52 points.
Did you just hear a bell?
Hang on a minute. Martin hasn't taken his long lap penalty. He's got 3 laps to do it, but he hasn't taken it immediately. I wonder if it's not come up on the dash yet. Oh, we knew it before he did. They've only just told him on the dash that he had to take it, passed it. That's cheeky from race direction.
Did you just hear a bell?
No, it was the beeping of the timing monitor.
Oh, that makes sense. I thought I was going crazy then.
So the gap now in the championship between Quartararo and Bagnaia. Quartararo stands on 254 points. Bagnaia on 202. There is a 52-point gap in the championship at the moment. And hello, very much so, to Synthel. You haven't been here for a while. Hey, just turning in, but got to go again. See you next week for Turkey. Yes, absolutely. See you in Turkey next weekend for Formula 1. It's going to be a great one. We've also got the British Touring Car Championship at Donington Park next weekend that we're covering. Carlos says Zarco could win it, but let's just take a quick look then as we're coming on to the last lap nearly. 34 votes now, 29 of you saying Bagnaia, 12 Quartararo, 56 Marquez, 3% Miller. So right now, Marc Marquez, the favourite to win, and he is going to win because he's, 4.2 seconds ahead.
Hold on. So, 29.
Megan now just figuring out who's who, where's where, and how's how, and all that lot, and getting the situations.
Guessing around
okay.
Guessing around 10 voted for Bagnaia.
Yeah. At the moment.
Gone up again.
35 votes now. The voting ends. Reminder, if you're just joining in, the voting for who's going to win the American Grand Prix, who do you think? That ends in around about half a lap time. You've got probably about 60 seconds to get your last votes in. The poll will end on the final lap of the race as well, as Marc Marquez leads by 4.4 seconds to Fabio Quartararo. But as we all know, anything can happen in MotoGP. We saw that earlier on in the Moto3 race with 2 red flags and 2 very big accidents as well.
Around 20 for Marquez.
20 votes.
Yeah. So it's decimalised, so it can't be half a person.
Martin hasn't taken his long lap penalty again, so it's going to be a time penalty added on. So Martin's going to drop further back than he would have if he'd just taken the penalty 2 laps ago.
36 votes now.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out, has it? Let's take a look then for the final time. This is the graphic we'll show you, which is the lap tracker as well. Marquez then starts the last lap of the America's Grand Prix at 2:05.751 was his lap time. He's got 4.433 seconds to Quartararo. Bagnaia, Martin wins the top 5 as things stand. But Marc Marquez is going to be the king of COTA once again, dethroned in 2019 due to a front brake failure. He nearly got to throw it again. Do you see how much that bike wobbled through turn 3 as well? He nearly threw it away again.
That was close.
Unbelievable. Right. Let's go over here as well, as I've just clicked the button. The poll has ended here as well. Morbidelli, I think he's out of the race. He's not changed over as Miller and Mia battling it out again as well. And I think Mia has gone to P6. Megan.
So, I reckon that my prediction for the lasting time of the race is correct. 42 minutes.
You are right. Look, 41:33 at the moment. It didn't start bang on that time, so I think you're right there. Let's see then. They've become official. Who's going to win the America's Grand Prix? Marc Marquez got 54% of your votes. Bagnaia, 32%. Quartararo, 10%. And Miller only had 2% of your votes as well. Not a bad run there, overall.
It really isn't a bad run. And Rossi is going to gain a point.
Rossi is going to get a point. As I said, he will be 1 point behind Luca Marini, and we will show you the points as they stand in a few moments' time in between the gap as well. But Marc Marquez, look, is coming into the last sector. Here he is, look.
Oh.
You can see him in the final sector. That's Martin. Oh, he clipped the white line. Martin was taking his long lap penalty, but he took the white line. It doesn't count. He's going to get a time penalty. So he's lost more positions than he needed to. Unbelievable run. But for Marc Marquez, he was king of the ring in Germany. He maintained that crown. He lost out in 2019. The king is recrowned. Marc Marquez is the king of COTA once more and wins the America's Grand Prix. He is back. Nobody can stop the Terminator of Marc Marquez. Man and machine, he's one in the same. Marc Marquez at the 2 tracks he's best at wins for the second time this year. The Saturn Ring undefeated. The Circuit of the Americas, the crown reclaimed. The king of COTA is back. Quartararo second and Bagnaia takes the podium.
And not to gloat, though, I was absolutely right with that prediction of time.
I thought Jack Miller was going to win the race. I did not expect Marc Marquez. Oh, Marc Marquez takes the 16. Is he going to take the 69 flag of Nicky Hayden? He is. Oh, that is so sweet. Nicky Hayden, who won his championship in Valencia on a Repsol Yamaha, the Kentucky kid. And Marc Marquez takes the 69 of Nicky Hayden, the Kentucky kid, round for a lap of COTA. That is lovely. And we all miss Nicky so much after that horrific accident on a cycle a couple of years ago that took his life. America's last world champion in MotoGP, and the current Honda champion taking the former number for a ride. Marc Marquez wins, gets 25 points. Quartararo second and Bagnaia third. The gap now between Quartararo and Bagnaia in the title is 52 points. If that remains the same at the end of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Quartararo will be the world champion next time out. And Josh Plays, look, has put Marquez wins in America, but also writing it in Spanish. Maybe American as well.
You're quite good at Spanish, aren't you, Josh?
Not me, I hope. Yeah,
No,
the other
no,
one,
no.
yeah.
You are hopeless with Spanish, even though you've been to Spain.
Yes, I am. Oh, I can speak a couple. Look at
You're
that.
lucky I taught you a few things.
You did. Fabio Quartararo will have a chance at the title
Like, where's
next
the
time
bathroom?
out. Yeah. So, Quartararo's got one hand on that trophy, and he's got his second one just ready to clinch it next time out in Emilia-Romagna.
By the way, I can say, like, certain sentences in things like, ¿Dónde está la baña? Where's the bathroom? Also, where's the bank?
I'll tell you one thing. I'm glad that the next
¿Dónde
Grand
está
Prix...
la banco?
I'm glad that the next Grand Prix falls on when Formula 1 is at COTA,
¿Dónde está
which
la
means...
letra?
Yeah.
Don't know which.
I'm glad that the next Grand Prix of MotoGP falls when Formula 1 is in America, because otherwise we'd crown a champion and immediately have to go off air. We don't
Yeah.
have to this time. Don't have to with Emilia-Romagna, because it'll be a European race when F1's over there. Josh, in November, Repsol Yamaha not. Repsol Honda, I hope I put. I hope. Did I make a par 4 once again? Have I done
Probably.
a
Are you making a prediction for next year?
I don't know. Have I made a Murrayism somewhere?
Probably. You constantly do that.
Oh, Marquez is so happy right now. Look at the fans all there as well. The 69 of Nicky Hayden and the American flag getting waved around by Marc Marquez in front of the Marc Marquez fans as well. Unbelievable. Megan, can you translate quickly?
Hold on.
As they all wander around now. What a race it has been as well. We'll show you the points in a second and the full results of this race as things stand as well. So as Megan goes on the translator, Marquez wins again. Victory, as I said, if I can just get to my notes here, Meg, sorry. Victory for Marc Marquez, number 58 of his MotoGP career. He's 84th overall as well. And once again, was it his 7th win? Yeah, look at that. Oh, he likes to round it up, doesn't he? He took pole in 2019, but lost out on the race win. So now it's 7 wins from 7 podiums and 7 poles. It's
I'm not really sure.
It's 777 for Marc Marquez. 7 wins, 7 podiums, 7 poles. It's 7-7-7. That's the scores from the judges, by the way, for anyone who's just tuned in after watching Strictly Come Dancing here in the UK, which you've missed.
So I'm not really sure I trust Google Translate for that one.
It's burnout time. Burnout time for Marc Marquez. And now, of course, we go back to Misano, back to the World Circuit Marco Simoncelli in Misano for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. We sort of bookended that track with slotting Cota in. Then we go back to the Algarve, of course, and the last race of the year in Valencia. But the championship could be clinched, probably will be clinched next time out. So the last 2 races of the year in the Algarve and Valencia are what they call dead rubber races. But, yeah, this is the race start from Johan Zarco in towards turn number 1. Did he have a clamp with someone? No, he was out having a high side moment. Bagnaia. Bagnaia. So, let's confirm then, while we're stood here waiting as Marc Marquez comes back to the pit lane, let's confirm well, actually, we can't because Jorge Martin hasn't been given a time penalty yet, has he? He's still P5, but he touched the white line. So this is how they stand at the moment then. The full race results. Marc Marquez wins. Fabio Quartararo is second. Francesco Bagnaia third. Alex Rins is fourth. Jorge Martin fifth. Enea Bastianini sixth. Johan Mir seventh. Jack Miller eighth. Brad Binder ninth. And Paulo Spargaro P10. Miguel Oliveira is 11th, Alex Marquez 12th, Andrea Dovizioso 13th, Luca Marini is 14th, and Valentino Rossi 15th rounds out the points as well. Aiki Lucanoa 16th, Takiki Nakagami 17th, Daniel Petrucci is 18th, Franco Morbidelli 19th, and the only 2 retirements from this race were Aleix Espargaro and Johan Zarco. But for Repsol Honda, it's their 450th Premier Class podium as well. And for Marc Marquez, it's his 2nd win of the season and a redemption at the Cota to become king of the Americas. Megan.
I can just see everyone just dousing themselves with water, so I think the heat right now is absolutely boiling in America.
Josh Placebot as well. This is not a scam and it's very real with Google Translate. Thank you, very Google Translate, yeah.
Also, it was what I thought on Google Translate.
What was it on Google Translate?
It just said this scam. I don't know what that means.
Oh. Well,
since that's not the definition of a scam.
Maybe read the title, watch along, and maybe look at what WTF1 do.
Also, in definitions of law, it doesn't really... Scam is money.
Yeah, not intelligent though.
Trust that from a law student.
But now, look at this. They've got the wonderful little cowboy hats on here as well that Michelin have brought along as well. I do like those Stetsons as well.
Josh says Honda, not Yamaha. Twice.
Marc Marquez on the phone already, presumably to his father, if his father's not there this weekend.
Either just like that, it's like, guess what? I won. Also, I beat Alex.
Cota very much still under a travel ban, so everyone who's visited here are key personnel to MotoGP. That's why BT Sport are not on site, and many of the broadcasters are not on site as well. And it's why the paddock is also limited, I think, to, 2,000, 3,000 people? Incident involving 43 million and 36 Mia is currently under investigation.
What did they do?
Have you noticed anything on the track about them having an accident? I don't think I've noticed.
I'm hoping it means Rins.
Yeah, I haven't noticed any other accident like that.
No. They're not even close to each other.
There's the top of the Cota Pagoda, and that floor, Megan, is completely made of glass. Do you fancy having a seat on that?
No, it's like how I feel if I ever go to the Grand Canyon, then I'm never walking on that thing.
I don't blame you one bit.
It's like, oh yeah, I can see where I'm going to fall. Great.
Don't ask why it's sent twice. No worries. Probably just a thing there.
It's weird. Joshua actually accidentally sends his text twice because my weird phone.
That's it from Francesco Bagnaia. He's talking down there now with Simon Crafar.
That looked like a tough race. I hope he can hear me, especially early on. But you battled back and on the podium. Great points for the championship. How do you feel?
I tried all. Was more tough than Malaysia. It's the same out, but the track is very, very demanding. And in this moment, I'm finished because our
He's
bike
done.
Was very competitive
Such
today,
a hard track here, the longest of the
but,
year.
first sector I was
Second
struggling a lot,
longest
and,
alongside
I was
Silverstone.
knowing that the Marc pace was better. I just tried to manage the rear tire in the best way possible because already at the start I was
Josh
feeling
Play says, I'm back,
less grip than
internet just cut
yesterday.
out.
But
Oh,
in
maybe
any
that's
case,
why
I
it
was
said
not
twice.
nervous at the
Maybe
start when I
something
was
with your
seeing that the
internet.
other riders were opening a gap. And
Maybe
then
that could be why you
when I
was
see
surprised.
that the others starting to struggle, I try to push and I finish on the podium. That was
Bagnai
the
did a
best
fantastic
result
job all throughout today.
possible. Thank you very much.
You did.
Yeah, Bagnai did a fantastic job all the way throughout today as well. And that manoeuvre on Jorge Martin, at that point, Bagnaia wouldn't have known that Martin had a long lap penalty. So for him, it was a key overtake as well. And it's gone in the podium. Arguably, though, it's not going. It's too little, too late for Bagnaia in the title. Getting 2 wins on the bounce, getting a 3rd place here at Kota. It's too late because Quartararo has 254 points, but Bagnaia is on 202. So there's a 52-point gap there, and it just does not matter anymore. Let's hear from the championship leader and the man who could be crowned world champion next time out at Mazzano. Let's hear from Fabio Quartararo, finished 2nd today, now on 254 points. He too is talking with Simon Crafar.
Everything possible. Another great result. How happy are you?
It tastes even better than a victory.
We can't hear at the moment, but Roland is saying VR46 Indonesia for Valentino Rossi.
You know, it's so good to see our result and see that we finish in front of Pecco. So, yeah, so
Well, the mic's not
happy
picking
and,
up
great
clearly,
to
so
see
apologies
that
if you can't hear Fabio.
And so happy to have gained advantage on the championship and was so good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well. But hello, Roland, and welcome to VR46 from Indonesia as well. So they're supporting Valentino Rossi. You'd be very glad to know, Roland, that Valentino scored a championship point here today as well. Puts him on 29 points. He's 1 point behind his younger brother, Luca Marini, in the championship now. So that's going to be very exciting when things come down to the end of the season. That's going to be something. Can Rossi beat his younger brother Marini in the very first time the two brothers have actually raced in the same category across a season?
I think it's going to be very tense at family dinner.
Yeah, a Christmas party, a Christmas dinner as well. One of the brothers was going, what was the point gap at the end of the year? Oh, yeah.
I can
1
just imagine
point.
one of them just going, shut up.
I tell you what, the flight home, Marini better be saying 1-0, 1-0, 1-0.
It's like, 1-1.
Yeah, just one voice singing in the darkness, I think, would be Marini if he does that to Valentino Rossi.
Send him a voicemail in the middle of the night. 1.
Let's hear from the race winner, Marc Marquez, then. The king of Kota is back. He's with Simon
Like I said
Crafar.
earlier, I really didn't think it was possible for you to do that at this circuit, and you did in the end. And how hard was it?
Yeah, I mean the plan exactly was like I did the race. I mean, start well, be first in the first corner, be slow in the first 3 laps, and then when the tires drop a little bit, start to push. And it's exactly what I did. Then I see that they increased the gap. I was riding in 4 high in a constant pace and comfortable. It's true that last laps I was tired and was even difficult to keep the concentration, but Fabio was far. I knew that, my instinct say that Fabio will slow down too because he's fighting for the championship.
Look how sweaty Marc
So, yeah,
Marquez
today,
looks.
Everybody
He's
happy in
dripping.
the podium. I mean, me for the victory, Fabio for the second place. Maybe Pecco no, but in Misano sure he will be again strong.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a fantastic challenge this has been then. Let's take this opportunity, as the group chat there says, from Portugal, Miguel Oliveira. Yes, Miguel won in Portugal last year, of course, but where did he finish in this race as well, Oliveira? I can't
11th.
11th, thank you, Megan. Yeah, P11 for Miguel Oliveira then. Let's take a look then once again, for those of you just joining us. Vamos Marquez as well, says Miguel as well. There, quickly, as you see on your screen, is the race results in full. And the gap, no investigation currently for Jorge Martin for touching the white line, which I found very interesting and entertaining. Just quickly then, we're going to get up the live in standings as they currently are. So hopefully this works okay when I press button 5. And it has. Fantastic. So here's the top 20 in the championship and how they currently stand after the America's Grand Prix. Fabio Quartararo leads this title, as I said. He's now on 254 points. Francesco Bagnaia, P2, he's on 202. The gap between them, 52 points, which means Quartararo has a major chance and almost, 95% certainty of winning the title next time out at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Johan Mir is P3 at the moment. He's on 176 points. Jack Miller, 148. Zarco, 141. Binder, 131. Marc Marquez now does 117. He moves ahead of Aleix Espargaro. Manfred Vinales is 9th as well on 98 points. And Oliveira for Portugal rounds out the top 10 on 92 points. Martin is 11th on 82. Rins 81 in 12th. Bastianini 71. Nakagami 70, the same as Paul Espargaro. Alex Marquez 54. Morbidelli 40. Then Luca Noah is on 38. Petrucci 37. Marini's on 30 as well. He's last on that little table. But if I can shake it down, which I can for you as well, hopefully, I can tell you that Rossi is on 29, Stefan Bradl 13, Pirro on 8, Pedrosa 6, Savadori 4, Dovizioso 3, Rabat 1. No points for Crutchlow, Gerloff or Dixon in their solo efforts in the championship so far. But as we run back up, Fabio Quartararo, as I said, leading this championship fight, Megan, and with one hand on the championship, he's going to win it next time out, isn't he? So make sure to join us for 2 weeks' time in Emilia-Romagna. Yeah. We're just waiting for the podium then to take effect. We'll bring back up as well the YouTube chat if I can get it in, because we haven't been able to see it for a couple of seconds. But here we go. If I press the right button, there it is. Back in operation, as we're all now just hoping and praying that the podium goes by quite quick and quite good. We'll have a quick wrap up. A reminder to go and subscribe to the Grid Network, as we'll be on their wrap-up show, hopefully either later on today or tomorrow. But for more motorsport news and wrap-up programs, the Grid Network is the place to be. But if you're here and you're enjoying what you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe as well, because we cover Formula 1, MotoGP, the British Touring Car Championship and Formula E, and IndyCar as well. And we covered their last race last year. Look at this. Marc Marquez enjoys the bet he made that if he won again, he'd eat a donut here. And Marquez fulfills his promise and eats a Homer Simpson-style donut on the podium, a strawberry and sprinkled donut on the podium for Marc Marquez. Vamos, would it be, Megan, for Spanish? Vamos, Marc?
Oh, I don't know, probably.
I hope so. He just licks his fingers now as well. The Constructors' Trophy, the 450th podium trophy for Repsol Honda. Jet Lawrence, the 2021 AMA 250 motocross champion, presenting the trophies. Third place goes to Francesco Bagnaia as well. For Bagnaia as well, Megan, that is his 8th podium in MotoGP across it. Fabio Quartararo takes his 20th career podium. Robert Dingman as well, the representative for the FIM, takes it over as well. NASCAR races at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, so the NASCAR race has been postponed until tomorrow for those of you waiting for Talladega. Rear Admiral Jean Price as well, the Vice Commander of the Naval Ships here in Austin, Texas, presents Marc Marquez with his 7th COTA Trophy. 7 wins, 7 podiums, 7 poles. You just can't stop the youngster. And we will hear the Spanish national anthem once again here at COTA. However, because of copyright law, we have to talk over it. Megan, you can't ask for a better podium than that, can you?
You really can't. And do you know what I found funny at the start of the podium?
What?
The fact that Bagnaia was literally having to be pushed onto the
podium
podium because he was too busy talking with Quartararo and Marquez.
Well, he's eating the donut, isn't he? For Marc Marquez, that is his 98th career podium in MotoGP. He's 137th overall. In MotoGP, it's win number 58 and his 84th podium across all of his careers. And his last win will now replicate his first win. His first win here in America in 2013. His last win now here at COTA 2 in Texas. And now, as ever, You can stand up and applaud after a long, hard weekend of work. You can have all the donuts in the world, but to wash it down, there's only one thing you want. It's champagne time! And Marc Marquez sprays his representative as well from the team on the podium, and she's run behind the podium as well to cover.
Clever.
It stings. It stings the eyes as well.
Why has no one ever thought of that before?
Fabio Quartararo too, spraying the champagne, and I desperately tried to check if he's young. Yeah, he's 22, so he's on same age as me. Fabio Quartararo, born the 20th of April 1999, myself, the 21st of April
He beats you in age by a
1999.
day.
Yeah, he's exactly 24 hours older than me as well, which is something of a stickler there.
That's impressive.
Yeah, champagne all around then. That's it then, folks, from us all. My thanks to all of you for joining us. Megan, let's sum up today. It's been an interesting race. It wasn't as exciting as the Moto3, but it was a great strategy battle, certainly going into the World Championship. Marquez back on the King of Kota as well. Who's your rider of the day?
Marquez, because he was able to keep up, especially with his arm.
I was going to say that. I thought it would have gone. With 11 left-hand corners and his shoulder, I thought it would have gone. My ride of the day, I think it would have to go to Marc Marquez as well. A fantastic ride, took the lead and stayed there and did brilliantly. This is coming from someone who a couple of years ago said on commentary, I'm sick of Marc Marquez dominating these races. It's so boring. Boy, were we wrong. The king is back. He's won the two racetracks he is currently undefeated at. Let's not count 2019. Marc Marquez, king of the Sachsenring. And once again, he is the newly recrowned king of the Circuit of the Americas. Right, MotoGP returns in the late October as well. The 24th of October, we're back at the Misano World Circuit for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Formula One returns next weekend for the Turkish Grand Prix alongside the British Touring Car Championship as well. And we can't wait for those titles to conclude. It's just as exciting. From America, we leave you with Marc Marquez, your race winner, and Fabio Quartararo, just 2 points clear to be world champion for the first time. Can he clinch it next time out in Misano? Join us on the 24th of October to find out. My thanks to all of you. Have a very, very happy rest of your weekend. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you in Turkey for Formula One. Good night to you all.